Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that many of us wish we had learned when we were way younger: investing. If you're anything like me, you probably only discovered the magic of compounding way later in life, after missing out on those crucial early years when money can really grow. So today I want to share why it's important to teach kids about investing early on and how I've been introducing these ideas to my daughter since she was 10 years old in a way that's both fun and meaningful. Let's start with a simple truth. Time is the most valuable asset when it comes to investing. This is all thanks to the power of compounding, where your money grows over time. With enough time, it creates a snowball effect that turns small amounts into life changing sums. Let's put that in perspective. If you invested $100,000 in the S&P 500, which has historically returned an average of 10 to 11% annually, and reinvested the dividends and just let it compound, even if you take the lower 10% compound rate in 30 years, that $100,000 would be $1,744,000. In 40 years, it would be $4,525,000. And in 50 years, it would be $11,739,000. Even if you never added another cent to that initial $100,000 investment. Imagine if you kept investing along the way. Another way to think about this is the rule of 72. If you assume a 10% annual return, your money should double every 7.2 years. So basically, if you add another 7.2 years to your investment horizon, your money would double. And if you added another 14.4 years, your money would have quadrupled. Imagine that. If you invested 14 more years, so you invested 14 years before you actually started, how much more would you have? How much less would you have to work? It may be a little too late for us, but how valuable is this for your kids? But here's the problem. Most of us were taught how to make money, things like getting a good education, finding a job, and maybe we learn about savings and saving what's left over. But market funds investing and effects of compounding, nobody talked about that. And unfortunately, it's still not taught in most schools today. Now, during my FIRE journey, I realized I wanted to change that for my daughter. I wanted her to grow up understanding just not how to make money, but also how to make that money work for her. So we started talking about investing when she was just 10. And let me tell you, it was the most rewarding experiences we've had. I had to make it fun, of course, because talking about stocks to kids, stocks, index funds, it isn't really on the top of a 10-year-old's list of favorite things to do. But here's how I approached it, and how you can too. If you want to start teaching your kids about money and investing, you want to start with stories. Stories they can relate to. We talked about companies she knows and loves like Disney, Apple, or Nike, and how she could actually own a part of these companies by purchasing a single share of that company. That just blew her mind. You should use visuals. I showed her charts of what happens when you save money in your piggy bank versus when you invest it over time. Trust me, seeing the difference makes a big impact. They need to understand the concept of inflation and how money loses value over time. You got to make it a game. You could start like a fun family investment challenge where you each pick a few stocks and track how they performed over time. It could turn into a friendly competition. What I did was I opened a Robinhood account and deposited $5,000 into it. I told her that she could buy whatever she wanted with the profits. and she didn't even have to pay taxes. I would take care of that. In the first few months, she made $1,000 and bought herself a MacBook. In the next few months, she again made 1,000 and took me on a golf vacation trip to Austin for Father's Day. She planned the whole thing from hotels, restaurants, and golf tee times. She was so excited that she was paying for our vacation. She loved this newfound knowledge so much, she even started a YouTube channel to teach other kids about investing.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be telling you about how I got a MacBook and how I purchased it all by myself with money I made from the stock market. To make money out of the stock market, you buy things called shares. Shares are basically parts of companies that are split into hundreds of thousands of pieces, and people all over the world can buy them.
Now you may ask, did this 10-year-old really choose the stocks herself? Not really. She discussed everything she was thinking with me, and I would question her hypothesis. Or in most cases, I got her to the answer, but made her feel like it was her decision. But it was she who did the transaction on Robinhood. I would watch her do it just to make sure she wasn't making a big mistake. This was during the COVID time. So, the questions I would ask her is like, everybody's at home now. How would they get stuff? How would they go shopping? They can't go to the store. And she was like, well, they'll just buy it on Amazon. And then I asked her, well, is then Amazon going to make more money? She was like, yeah. Well, then should we buy stocks of Amazon or shares of Amazon? And she said, absolutely, yeah, let's do that. And sure enough, Amazon went up like crazy during that time. And that's how she made money on that stock. Similarly, I would guide her to an answer of a stock that I thought would do well in the next few months. And that's how she made money. But she did feel like she was doing it herself. And that was really exciting for her. The other thing you want to teach is the value of patience. Now, this is probably the hardest part. Kids want results now, just like us. The benefits of just investing in index funds is something that took time for my daughter to understand. Like, she had to actually go through some losses in her stock picking and then be disheartened by it. But this was the opportunity I was waiting for, to show her the math of index funds and how diversification and compounding works. By the time she was 13, she only wanted to invest in total market index funds. She is 14 now, and I thought that was the right time to talk about tax implications of investments. And she now understands the beauty of a Roth account. And she wanted me to open a custodial Roth account for her and deposit the max of $6,000 per year during her next 4-5 years before she goes to college. She saw the math, and it showed that if she had $24,000 in her Roth account at 18, and it compounded using the rule of 72, she would have over $1.3 million when she turned 60, and in tax-free dollars, without adding another dollar to the investment. I actually refused to do that. My deal with her is that I would do that once she turns 15 and actually takes up a part-time job and make sure that she's actually making $6,000. Then I would deposit that amount into her account. One thing I've learned is that nothing that comes just free gets valued. Kids will value these and show more interest in this if they have skin in the game. I still think we should invest for them though, and set up like 529 plans or UGMA accounts, which are basically custodial brokerage accounts, to avail of those tax benefits. But it's also equally important for them to understand finance and investing for themselves and the value of hard work. Now, one of the biggest lessons I learned through this process was that teaching kids about investing isn't just about building wealth. It's about teaching them confidence, critical thinking, and delayed gratification. These are life skills that go way beyond money. Now, you may be wondering, how do I actually get started? So here are some practical tips. Teach the basic concepts of money. Inflation. What are assets? What is investing versus gambling? They're never too young to learn this. Now, even if they're like 10 years old, give examples that they could relate to. You could gamify investing, make it fun, set up a competition. Talk about risks and rewards. Teach them that not every investment will go up and that's okay. It's part of the learning process. Set realistic goals. Like instead of focusing on getting rich, focus on the learning and understanding how money works over time. Maybe they will like it and you may be raising the next hedge fund manager. Now, looking back, I wish someone had taught me these lessons when I was way younger. But it's never too late to change that for the next generation. My daughter now talks about investing like it's second nature. She will see something really popular in school, and yes, she will want to buy it, but she will also ask me, is that a publicly traded company? How is their stock valued? Seeing this transformation has been one of the highlights of my journey. So, what do you think? Have you started teaching your kids about investing? Or maybe you're thinking of starting now. Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with other parents who want to empower their kids financially. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.